Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Nufftingz Speaks with your host, Nufftingz. So I want to tell you guys a little bit of a little story. I will say a little bit of a story. Now I'm going to tell you guys a story. So it's a little entertaining. It just shows you how crazy people can get. So I know this lady, and we went to school together and all that. And she's a couple years younger than me, right? So like we went to high school together and whatever, right? And we were cool after high school and whatever. And she lived in the area and whatever, right? So she's always been a little bit, I guess you could say she's a little nutty, right? I'm not saying she's a bad person or any of that, but a little nutty, right? Like, do the things that she does are very questionable, really. I'm not gonna say she's nutty. Um, Questionable behavior, right? So I've done videos on her before talking about things that she's done. And she's got a son and whatever. He's like around the same age as my kids, right? So he's like 11 or 12 or something like that. Anyways, so I hadn't talked to this female in a long time. So she recently popped back up and started telling me what's going on. So she was dating this dude, and he is a football recruiter. And what I mean is, his family owns some kind of football recruitment thing, and they train young dudes that want to become NFL players or CFL players, right? So it's a football family. Apparently, like the brother of this guy plays in the CFL or something like that. But I don't know if it's only black kids that they go after, but in all the pictures I've seen, it's only been black kids and black trainers and whatever, right? So it could be a black establishment. I don't know what exactly. All I know is he's a dude that trains people, and his family trains people, and they got all these trainers, right? So he's exposed to a lot of young um, guys, like young kids that want to be football stars, right? So anywho, her and this guy been together for, I don't know, let's say 5 years. I don't know. So recently she told me that she had to leave because he's been beating her up, right? Nonstop. And because of that, her son is doing the same thing. So when he doesn't get what he wants, he hits her too and whatever. It's becoming a thing, right? Now, this is not the son's father. The father is someone else. So this is another guy. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because of what I see happening with how certain people handle stuff, right? So I'm trying not to be mean and say something rude, but like the way how she handled a situation made no sense to me. And it's like, this is why things are so crazy with the world. This is one of the, if people think like this, it's not a good look. Anyways, so what happened was she and this guy, he cheats on her constantly. Like constantly. And then he gives her the old, oh baby, I still love you. You're my boo. You're my wifey and whatever, right? And if anyone's listening to this and it's something that you're going through, I'm not trying to make light of anything. I'm just speaking what I've seen and what I heard, right? So, and I'm not judging, right? I'm not judging anybody. So she tells me that she got tired of the abuse and left. So now she's homeless. Now, where we are, I don't know how it is in other places, but abandoned motels have now been taken over by the city, and they will house people that need to be in shelters, right? So if you're homeless and you want to go to a shelter, the city will pay for your Motel 6, right? Apparently, they don't cover food, but they cover living expenses, right? So she's now living in a Motel 6 shelter type of thing, right? So I've never seen it. She showed me pictures, but apparently you can't have people in your room with you except for, your kid, whatever, right? Or whoever's on the list, right? So she's telling me that the reason why she left was because homeboy kept whooping that behind, but that wasn't why. She left because of what he was doing with another chick. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting, where I don't agree with what she did. So there's another girl, another lady, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, Okay, so this is Future Nufftingz Speaks. I was editing the video and then I realized I had said that the other lady was much prettier than the lady I know. And I didn't really get into details about that. The reason why I said that isn't because I'm really judging anybody, because I don't care. What happened was the person I know, she was like, "Oh my God, she's so ugly. How dare he cheat on me with this ugly girl?" And then when I saw it, I'm like, "But she's not." But then before I could even say that, she then switches up and goes, "You know, she's so pretty though. She's so much prettier than me, but she got a big forehead." I mean, and I was like, "Yeah, she is pretty," but I never said that she was prettier than her. Well, I don't think I did. But the point I'm making here is she was the first to acknowledge that she was prettier than this girl, and then switched it up the next day and said, "Oh, maybe she's prettier than me." And she didn't do that as justification. All she was saying was like, "Why would this guy leave me for this girl?" You know, that type of thing. So yeah, that's why I brought that up. So continue on listening to the video, y'all. This lady is actually prettier than the girl I know. Like way prettier, right? I'm not trying to be mean, but she's way prettier. Like not that she's way prettier look wise, she's cleaner. Like she looks, like you could bring her to, um, an establishment, with, a dressed down establishment. Like she gives off that, she looks well done, hair is done, nails done, all that, right? But um she says to me, she goes, "Oh, this girl is cheating with my man." And I'm like, "Okay, so why are you mad at her? Because if he's with her and with you, shouldn't you be mad at him?" And she's like, "No, no, 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 no. She knows he's married to me and, this and that." I'm like, "But are you married? Like, do you have a ring?" We were living together for I don't know, 3 years, 5 years. So we're married. I'm like, "Okay." So she says to me, "Yo, check her out on Instagram and see." So I'm like, "All right." So I go on one of my alts and I follow her and I start watching this girl. Like, I'm not sitting there like scoping her out, but like, you go on Instagram, people put up stories and whatever. So this lady, she's actually she's your typical Caucasian woman that's all about black rights. She's got mixed children, like she's actually married. Her husband is a black dude. Nothing wrong with any of this. But she's all about like, she had like some photos where she was at like a jail and she was like trying to say like, free these black men, they're getting mistreated, they're getting wrongfully convicted, blah 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 blah, right? You see these all the time, right? So it's not like, oh my God, it's some new stuff. You see a lot of these women that have the mixed kids and they start defending the kids' culture, right? The husband's culture, whatever, right? Nothing wrong with it. Do you, boo boo? Now, what happened was she would post these photos and she would be like on a trip with her kids. And she has like a teenage boy and a little small girl, right? And she's always with her husband. And I'm like, "Okay, hold on." So she starts asking me, not the other girl, but my friend, right? Or my acquaintance starts asking me, "What's she doing?" And I'm like, "Look, man, I'll be honest with you. She seems respectable and just a normal person. She's doing her thing. She's with her family. She's with her man. Um, I don't know what the problem is." So she goes, "Well, she was cheating on her husband, and I had to let them know." So this girl that I know decided to go on Facebook, and those Facebook groups where they'd be like, find cheaters, and they'll post like a picture of a cheater and be like, "Does anybody know this cheater?" and whatever. She did that and started talking about how this girl, cheated on her husband with her husband and how she don't respect women that do that. I'm like, "But why would you do that? Do you have proof?" And she's like, "No, there was just a picture of the two of them together." I'm like, "Was it just the two of them? Was it like a group?" And she's like, "Oh, it was a group." So I go, but hold on. What if her son, who is like a teenager, he had to be like 16, goes to the actual recruitment thing and is one of the students that's getting trained? And that's how she knows your boyfriend. She's like, nah, 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 she's cheating on him, whatever, whatever. Or she's cheating on her man and whatever. And so I go, but why are you trying to destroy that family on an assumption or a speculation? She goes, well, my man told me. I'm like, okay, so he told you, but how do you know he's not lying? She's like, oh, he's not gonna lie to me. I'm like, but you just said that this man whoops your butt. He doesn't, he cheats on you constantly, but you're believing him. And I'm like, but this lady that you're, making look so bad is just living her life. She's living her best life. Like she's just doing her thing. Like, why would she cheat if she's out with her man? Like, okay, I'm not saying she's not. I'm not saying she's not doing it. What I'm saying is, how do we know? You're just assuming because someone told you that. But where's the proof? Do you have photos of them together, like sexually? Do you have video? Any of that? No. So the guy that you're running away from, you're believing, and now you're fighting with another girl. So then I go, so why didn't you just message her and say, hey, I hear that you've been with my man, and see what she says? And she's like, I'm not doing that. But why not? Why don't you just ask her? And also, how do you know that she even knew that you were even a thing? What if he had told her that he was single and you were not even thought of? Like, she never even knew who you were. So you could have said to old girl, said, hey man, look, I don't appreciate what you did, but you should watch out because this guy does have a woman or something. Say anything. Like, you could have be like, yo, sister, you got to be careful. You got a husband, and you're barking up the wrong tree here or something. You could have warned her too. You could have been a good Samaritan and warned her, but you didn't even do that. You just decided to set a hit piece on her online. Like, just be like, yeah, you did this, you did that, and you have no proof. Like, if you had like a booby pic or something, or like him doing something with her, then you post that and be like, yeah, look, see, cheater. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you don't do any of that. So now, if her husband sees that, he's going to question her. What if there's nothing there? Now you're causing problems in their house, in their home. Why do that? See, and this is what I said this to her. I'm like, why are you trying to destroy this woman's life on something that the guy that you're running away from said? Right? And I also said to her, why do you even care? If you're running away from dude because of what he's done to you, why do you care who he sleeps with now? Shouldn't you be like, you know what? I'm in a shelter with my son. Maybe I should figure out how to get out of this situation. Why do you care what he's doing? Right? And she gets mad at me and she's like, oh, you don't understand the trauma he put me through. Oh, then now, okay, so it's been 3.5 years. Because then she said to me, he put me through trauma for 3.5 years and I can't just get over it overnight. It's going to take me longer than a month to get over. And I'm sitting there like, but actually, I didn't say anything at this point. At this point, I was thinking it. And I was like, there was no point in saying anything more. I was just like, okay, whatever. If you're traumatized, fine. From what I hear too, since she's in a shelter now, and she's part of domestic abuse problems, she gets free therapy. So she sees a therapist and whatever. And I'm like, look. Hi, y'all. Future Nufftingz again. I'm getting old. I forgot a big part of what I was saying. So once again, I was editing the video. I'm listening to myself, and I have a great voice, don't I? But the part where I say, like just now you heard, and I said that she should have went up to homegirl and said some stuff, like warned her. The reason why I said that was because I forgot to say this. When I was talking to her, to my acquaintance, she had said that her man was only talking to this girl because she had money and she was trying to rob her. or something like that. Not rob, but I guess scam her or something, like get money out of her. I guess give her some good stuff, give her some good alone time, and she pays him. So that's when I said, but why are you letting this guy scam other women? Like, he's supposed to be your man and you allow that? So it was one of that's why I said that, because I forgot that she had told me that he was just doing, he wasn't cheating on her. He was only doing it to get financial gains out of it. And that's okay. So him cheating on her for a reason is okay. See my point here? That's what it seemed like to me. I don't know. I don't do these things, so I can't understand the thinking. And I've been around a lot of shady people in my life, and some of these things that I'm hearing, they're odd shadiness, you know? So that's why I said to her, I go, why didn't you talk to old girl and tell her, like, look, man, this is my guy. You better be careful, because you as a person with a conscience should be like, you know what, if this lady is, living her life and is, not bothering anybody, why would you let your husband or your boyfriend destroy her life? Do you know what I mean? Like, why do that? Like, why use her for financial gain? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, that's to clarify that part. Back to the video. You're my friend and all. I mean, I don't know if we're friends. You're my acquaintance, right? And you told me this stuff. You wanted my opinion. I gave it to you. Now, you're upset at me because I'm telling you just to move on. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. No one said that. But shouldn't your mind be set on getting out of the situation you're in instead of worrying about what he's doing? Because at the end of the day, he's got a home. He's living somewhere. He's got a family with money. He's still working while you're sitting at home on your phone worrying about what he's doing. You should be more concerned about what you're doing instead of what he's doing. But you see, you tell people that and they get all mad because you don't understand. I've never been abused before. I can't say I relate to any of that. Like, I don't understand because I've never had it, right? I've never had it happen to me or anything like that. Never seen it. But my whole thing is, isn't it your duty to get out of the situation? And, because now you're telling me that your son is starting to get abusive too because he's watched this other guy do it and thought it was fine. So now you're raising a kid that's going to grow up, and hopefully not, but he might grow up and start abusing women too. Like, so, you're just keeping the trauma train going. Like, instead of you putting a stop to it and pressing that brake button and stopping the trauma, like, you're now passing it on to the next generation for what? Because you don't want to get over some dude. And this is what I don't get. Like, but then when you say, like, oh, you give them the opinion that they're supposed to hear, they get mad. And it's like, but why are you mad at me? Shouldn't you be mad at him? Like, why are you mad at the girl? Shouldn't you be mad at him? So it's like you keep dodging being mad at him, but yet you're not with homeboy. Like, you have left. And it just shows you that eventually it's just going to run right back. And then the problem continues on. And then they complain about it after, people that do this. And they'll be like, oh, I should have known. You should have known. You were shown a million times and you stayed anyways. So I don't understand why people just don't get it. It's like, it's the weirdest thing to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. So to end the story here, she was mad at me and I haven't talked to her since. But you see homegirl, the other one, she's out there doing her thing. I don't think she even knows this girl exists. And, you're out here trying to flame somebody that probably doesn't even know what's going on or probably isn't even involved at all. Just because homeboy told you, because he's trying to get you jealous of something. But I don't know why. He already has you. Why get you jealous? So I don't know, man. But the point of this story is that this to show you that sometimes you could just be minding your own business and someone's flaming you and have no idea why. And sometimes you wonder, do people just want to destroy other people's lives? Because what if her talking about this girl online and saying, oh yeah, you're cheating on your husband with my husband, even though you're not married, but she's married. You would think, instead of you rolling up to sister and saying, hey man, you know, I gotta warn you, if you're doing this, maybe you should stop. But you're ready to destroy her life. What if nothing is going on and you just destroyed her whole life? Her husband now is looking at her side eye and doesn't trust nothing comes out of her mouth. And what if he becomes abusive with her because you said something? You see my point here? Like, you just want to toss your pain on somebody else that's not even doing anything. So, yeah, I mean, maybe she's doing stuff with the other guy. I don't know. But, from what I'm seeing, because she told me to look and I glanced, she's just living her life. She's not sitting there, caring about what you're doing, and she's doing her thing. Like, she's going on trips. She's taking photos and, nice photos. She's even those girls, those girls that will be on the beach and they'll show the water, but their feet is in the shot. Like, she'll do stuff like that too. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't see what's wrong with anything here. She's just doing what every other person that goes on a trip does. I even see guys do that. They'll be taking a picture with laying on the beach and the water is in front and their foot's in there. And I'm like, dude, ain't nobody want to see your feet. And they're like, yo, man, you'd be surprised how much guys want to see my feet. And I was like, oh my God, okay, bud. But anyways, that was my story. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Another late night chasing down the light for the grind that Nufftingz has to fight against the voices in the static and the noise, finding my own truth and my own voice, 'cause we are the Nufftingz army, strong and true. We're breaking through for something new.